Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you to Shri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Business Economics. In this lecture, we'll continue with Chapter 2, that is Theory of Demand and Supply. And we'll begin with particularly Unit 3, that is Supply. All the concepts will be covered in the coming series of lectures. So let us proceed now. This is lecture number 7. Let's see the learning outcomes of the unit, that is supply. As per the law of supply, when the price of the product increases, the supply of the goods increases. As per the law of supply, when there is an increase in the price of the product, its supply increases. Let's see the learning outcomes now. We'll try to explain the meaning of supply. List and provide specific examples and determinants of supply. My dear students, determinants of supply is also known as factors affecting supply. Law of supply I just shared. Describe the difference between movement on the supply curve and shift in the supply curve. We'll learn about it. We'll learn the concept of elasticity of supply with numerous examples. We'll illustrate how the concept of demand and supply can be used to determine price of a good. Let me introduce the topic to you. So, in a market economy, seller for a product and services constitute the supply side. Seller for a product and service constitute the supply side. This could be producer, manufacturer, the one who is supplying the product. As the term demand refers to quantity of good and service that the consumers are willing and able to purchase at various prices during the given period of time, the term supply refers to the amount of goods and services that producers are willing and able to offer in the market at various prices at a given point of time. At a various prices at a given period of time. Is it clear till here? Two important points apply to supply. First, supply refers to what a firm offers for sale in the market. So it is not a consumer's concept, it is a producer's concept. Not necessarily to what they succeed in selling. What is offered may not get sold. It may happen that the producer is offering some product in the market, but there is no demand in the market, and it may happen that the product remain unsold. Number two, supply is a flow concept. The quantity supplied is so much per unit of time, per day, per week, per year. That means what? Per day, what is the supply? Per week, what is the supply? And per year, what is the supply? We can calculate that. let's see the factors affecting supply, that is determinants of supply. Determinants of supply or factors affecting supply. The first factor affecting supply is price of the good. Students, the most important factor determining the supply of a commodity is its price itself. This means what? You can say as a general rule that price of a commodity and the supply is directly or positively related. This means what? This means as price of the commodity increases, the quantity supply of the given commodity also increases and vice versa. So take notings along with me now. Over here, price of the good, price of the good is directly related with, linked with its supply. If price of the good increases, its supply will also increase. And vice versa. I believe I'm clear. The next concept is price of related goods. Price of related goods. If price of related goods will rise, in that case, what happens, my dear students? Supposingly, there are two goods, good X and good Y. We are talking about good X. Supposingly, the price of good Y will increase in the market. Price of good Y will increase in the market. So, the seller will be more inclined to supply good Y. Why? Because this has become more profitable and he will supply less of X. The supply of X will fall. So you can take notings with me. Price of related goods. When price of related goods, when price of related goods decreases, when price of related goods decreases, the supplier will supply more of the goods in question. That is good X. And when price of goods Y increases, the supplier will supply less of goods X. That is goods in question. That is goods in question. I believe we are clear. I believe we are clear. The next is price of factor of production. Factor of production like labor, capital. So when the price of factor of production decreases, when the price of factor of production decreases, the producer will be able to produce the goods in less cost, so he will increase the supply because the product has become more profitable, more profitable. I believe it is clear. State of technology. State of technology. When, so students, in case of technology, what happens when there is a positive change in the technology? So what happens when there is a positive change in the technology? The producer will be able to produce the same quality and same quantity of goods or products in lesser cost. So that lesser cost will allow him to produce more and supply more in the society, so that he will be able to have or enjoy more production, more profits. So just write, when there is a positive change in technology, due to innovation and invention, the producer will be able to produce the goods, commodities in lesser prices, and so he will be able to supply more in the market, because this product has become more profitable. Is it clear now? Let's go to the next one, and that is government policy. Students, what happens if the government imposes a lot of tax? In that case, it won't be easier for the supplier. Why? Because the cost of production has become more, has increased, and because the cost of production has increased, the profit margin came down, and so the supplier will not be ready to supply more into the society, and he will decrease the supply. Please take notings with me. Such as excise duty, sales tax, duty on import. When government impose more taxes such as excise duty, sales tax, and import duties. The cost of production increases considerably, and producer will supply less in the market, supply less in the market because of loss of margin or loss of profit. I hope it is clear. Let's move ahead. Nature of competition and size of industry. Nature of competition. So, in case of monopoly, the supply will be less. In case of competition, perfect competition, supply will be more. So, you can write in case of perfect competition in the market, supply will be more. And in case of monopoly market, supply will be less. Size of the industry. In case of large sized industry, supply will be more. And in case of small sized industry, supply will be less. I believe you must have understood till here. Let's see other factors now. Other factors. The quantity supplied of a good also depends upon government, industrial, and foreign policies. Goal of the firm, infrastructural facilities available, natural factors such as weather conditions, floods, earthquake, man-made factors such as war, lockout, labor strike, communal disturbance in the society, etc. So this was about other factors. Apart from these factors, any other factors also can affect what? Affect the supply. That is factors affecting supply. Let's move ahead now. Law of supply. So basically, as per the law of supply, if there is a increase in the price of a product, the supplier will increase the supply. If there is an increase in the price of the product, increase in the price of the product, its supply will increase. That means there is a positive relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. There is a positive relationship between price and quantity supplied. Let's read the text now. The law of supply can be stated as other things remaining constant. The quantity of a goods produced and offered for sale will increase as the price of the good rises. So there is a positive relationship. If the price of the good will rise, the quantity offered for sale will rise. And if the price of a good falls, the quantity offered for sale falls and decrease as the price falls. Let's see this table. Table 1, that is supply schedule. At 1 rupee per kg, the quantity supplied is 5 kg. When there is a rise in price from 1 rupee to 2 rupee, there is a rise in quantity from 5 to 35. When the price gone up from 2 to 3, the quantity gone up from 35 to 45. From 3 to 4, 45 to 55. From 4 to 5, 55 to 65. The table shows that the quantity of good X that would be produced and offered for sale at a number of alternative prices at 1, for example 5 kilogram of X, at 3, 45 kilogram of X, at 5, 65 kilogram of X. I think it is absolutely clear. We can plot the data from table 1 on a graph now. We can plot this data on a graph now. Let's check it out. X, origin, Y. On y-axis we are plotting price. On x-axis we are plotting quantity supplied. Quantity supplied will be in unit terms. Price will be in rupee terms. Let's see the price 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So price is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quantity is 5, 35, 45, 65, 55 and 65. You can plot it as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. At 1 rupee it is 5 units. At 2 rupee it is 35 units. At 3 it is 45. At 4 it is 55. And at 5 it is 65. This is SS supply curve. Have you understood? Let's move to another topic now, and that is movement on the supply curve, increase in supply or decrease in supply. Students, over here we will learn increase in supply and decrease in supply. When the supply of a good increases as a result of increase in its price, we say that there is an increase in the quantity supplied and there is an upward movement on the supply curve. The reverse is the case when there is a fall in the price of a good. I believe you must have understood. Just see this diagram. X, origin, Y. Over here on y-axis we are plotting price. On x-axis we are plotting quantity, that is in units. We are showing increase in supply. So when the price is 10 rupees, the quantity supplied is 100. When price rises from 10 to 15, the quantity supplied also increased from 100 to 200. So This is the supply curve. SS, supply curve. This is the case of increase. So we have shown increase in quantity supplied over here. Now we will see decrease in quantity supplied. X, origin, Y. Over here we are plotting price on y-axis. On x-axis we are plotting what? We are plotting quantity, that is in units. When at 15, at a price of 15, we are supplying 200 units. When the price came down from 15 to 10, we supplied what? We supplied 100 units. This is the supply curve. Supply curve showing what? Decrease in quantity supplied. Over here, increase in quantity supplied due to increase in price. Over here, this is the decreased case. I believe it is clear till here. Let us move ahead now. We'll learn about shift in supply curve, that is, increase or decrease in supply. Over here, in case of shift in supply curve, the factors are other than price. So price remains constant, and the shift in the supply curve, that is increase in the supply or decrease in the supply, has happened due to other factors that causes the price to shift either to the left, that is, and right, that is increase in supply and decrease in supply. Show it over here. X, origin, Y. We are plotting price on y-axis, quantity on x-axis, that is to be in units. Supposingly the price is 10. So at the same price, this was the supply SS, that is 100 units. At the same price, now the supplier is able to supply more, that is 200 units. This is known as increase in supply. Price is constant. Now we'll see the case of decrease in supply. X, origin, Y, price rupee, quantity units. This is the price, that is 10 rupees. Earlier, we were able to supply 200 units, but now we are able to supply only 100 units. This is SS, this is S1, S1. Decrease in supply. This is the case of decrease in supply. I believe you are clear till here. Let's move ahead now. The next topic is elasticity of supply. Elasticity, able to change. That is flexibility. Whether the supply is elastic or not, flexible or not, able to change or not. The elasticity of supply is defined as the responsiveness of quantity supplied of a good to change in its price. Elasticity of supply is measured by dividing the percentage change in quantity supplied of a good by percentage change in its price. Let's see the formula. Elasticity of supply is the percentage change in quantity supplied, percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in its price. The product is same over here. This is quantity supplied of X, and over here it is price of X. We can also write this percentage change in quantity supplied as change in quantity supplied divided by quantity supplied. So this is percentage change in quantity supplied, and percentage change in price as change in price divided by price. So delta Q, change in quantity divided by quantity, original quantity, divided by change in price, delta P, divided by price. We can write it as change in quantity, that is delta Q, divided by delta P equals to P by Q, that is price by quantity. I think we are clear till here. P by Q multiplied by delta Q by delta P. This is the formula. Let's see an example. Suppose the price of a commodity X increases from 2000 units to 2100 units. So quantity is 2000. The change quantity Q1 equal to 2100. So change in the quantity is 100 over here. Suppose the price of a product. Oh, so this is not quantity, this is price. No issues. Price of a product is 2000. Now the price changed from 2000 to 2100. So P is 2000, P1 is 2100. So change in P, that is delta P, is 100. Consequently, the quantity supplied rises from 2500 to 3000 units. So Q equal to 2500, Q1 equal to 3000, delta Q equal to 500, that is 3000 minus 2500. Same, we can denote this P over here. P equal to 2000, P1 equal to 2100, delta P equal to 100, that is 2100 minus 2000. Put it in the formula. P by Q multiplied by delta Q by delta P. So P by Q multiplied by delta Q by delta P. What is P? 2000 by Q. What is Q? 2500 multiplied by delta P. Delta P is 100 and delta Q is 500. You will solve it, you will get 4. That means elasticity of supply is 4. Students, I believe it is clear. I believe it is clear till here. Let's move ahead now. We'll see types of supply elasticity. Types of supply elasticity. The supply elasticity can be classified as under number one, perfectly inelastic supply. Perfectly inelastic supply means there is no change. There is no change in supply due to change in the price. Change in the price. The price has gone up or down, but there is no change in the supply because it is perfectly inelastic. There is no change. I hope it is clear. Let's see this. X, origin, Y. We are plotting here price on y-axis. On x-axis we are plotting quantity. This is the supply curve. So at a price of 10, the supply is 100. When the price increased to 20, the supply is still 100. When the price came down to 5, the price is still 100. The supply is still 100. So it is not changing because it is inelastic. Inelastic, perfectly inelastic. I believe it is clear. Let's move ahead now. Relatively less elastic supply. Relatively less elastic supply. That means what? When there would be a change in the price, supposingly this is the change in the price, this much. There would be change in the quantity, but a bit less. Change in the quantity will be a bit less as compared to change in the price, and that is why it is known as less elastic supply or relatively less elastic supply. X, origin, Y. We are plotting price over here on y-axis. We are plotting quantity on x-axis. The price was 10. The supply was at 10, 100. The price rose from 10 to 20. That is 100% increase. The supply changed from 100 to 150. So this gap is more, delta P, and this gap is less, that is delta Q. This is supply curve, relatively less elastic supply because this change is less. So change in price, change in quantity supplied is less as compared to change in its price. I believe you are clear. Let's move ahead. Relatively greater elastic supply. Relatively greater elastic supply. This means what? Then price increases this much, but supply increases more. Supply means quantity supplied. Just see in the diagram on a graph, X, origin, Y. We are plotting price on the y-axis. We are plotting quantity supplied on the x-axis. Now, at a price of 10, the supply was 100. Price increased from 10 to 12, that is 20%. Change in the supply happens 100% from 100 to 200. And the curve will be like this, SS supply curve. You can write it over here. Change in quantity supplied is relatively more as compared to change in price, that is delta P. Quantity supplied over here means delta Q. So this is delta Q and this is delta P. This increase is less and this increase is more. I hope you guys are clear. Let's move ahead. Unit elastic. That means what? The change in price and the change in quantity will be same. See this graph. X origin, Y. Over here on y-axis we are plotting price. On x-axis we are plotting quantity. This is price, that is 10. Supply is 100. Supposingly it changes from 10 to 20, that is 100% change. There would be a 100% change in the quantity supplied. So this difference and this difference will be same. This is delta P, this is delta Q. This is SS. You can write it over here. Change in quantity supplied that is delta Q is same as change in price that is delta P. Okay, I believe it is clear. Next is perfectly elastic supply. Next is perfectly elastic supply. That means what? That if there is a no change in the price, but still there would be a lot change in the quantity supplied, or there is a very minor change in the price, negligible change. This change in the price, delta P, or no change in the price, no price change, but there would be a lot change in the quantity supplied. Just see it over here. X origin, Y. We are plotting price on the y-axis. We are plotting quantity on the x-axis. That is in units. This is price. Price is 10. This is supply. 100, 200, 300. Perfectly elastic supply. Okay, so we'll move ahead. Measurement of supply elasticity. We had already understood this. This is P by Q multiplied by delta Q by delta P. So just read the text. The elasticity of supply can be considered with reference to the given point on the supply curve and between 2 points on the supply curve. When elasticity is measured at a given point on the supply curve, it is called point elasticity. As we had seen in the point elasticity of demand, this is point elasticity of supply. So point elasticity of supply can be measured with the help of following formula. This is arc elasticity, quantity 1 minus quantity 2 divided by quantity 1 plus quantity 2 divided by price of 1 minus price 2 divided by price 1 plus price 2. So we got this formula, that is Q1 minus Q2 divided by Q1 plus Q2 multiplied by P1 plus P2 and divided by P1 minus P2. See this example over here. P1 is 12, P2 is 15, Q1 is 20, Q2 is 50. So Q1 minus Q2, Q1 plus Q2, 20 minus 50, that is 30, 20 plus 50, that is 70, 12 plus 15 is 27, 12 minus 15 is 3. The arc elasticity is 3.85. What is equilibrium price? So students, where the quantity demanded and quantity supplied will be equal at that price is known as equilibrium price. Just see it over here. Equilibrium refers to a market situation where quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. The intersection of demand and supply determines the equilibrium price. At this price, the amount that the buyers want to buy is equal to the amount that seller wants to sell. Only at that equilibrium price, both the buyers and sellers are satisfied. And equilibrium price is also called market clearing price because the buyer is able to buy and supplier were ready to sell. The determination of market price is the central theme of microeconomic analysis. Hence, microeconomic theory is also called price theory. Just see this demand schedule. Supply and demand schedule. This is the price 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quantity demanded 6, 12, 19, 25 and 31. This is quantity supplied. This is the equilibrium price. I hope you understood the equilibrium price. Let me make the equilibrium price graph for you. On y-axis we are plotting price. On x-axis we are plotting quantity. That is in units. Price of 3, the quantity is 19. This is 19. So this is SS supply curve. This is DD demand curve. This is DD demand curve. And this is equilibrium price. Equilibrium price. I believe you understood this. So students, over here we have finally completed unit 3, that is supply. Unit 3, that is supply. I believe you must have understood it well. We'll be moving to MCQs now, but we'll be doing that in the coming lectures. Thank you.